The following announcement is paid for by the Wrestling with Nerds.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, the name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. For some unknown reason, enjoy.
What's going on, wrestling nerds, and welcome to our Crown Jewel preview show. We're going to be talking about the matches, thinking about who's going to win. Ryan's got the match card in front of him as he gives everybody a thumbs up for some freaking reason. But let's go to Mr. J&J Security, the other half of J&J Security. TJ, what's up, my friend?
Not a whole lot, AJ.
You ready to talk about some Saudi Arabia wrestling?
Yeah, let's go Saudi. Let's go Saudi. Hi.
I honestly can say that I popped on that. I was not expecting that.
Oh, all right.
I was not expecting the American flag.
Okay.
All right. Good thing we don't edit this one.
All right. Right.
Yeah,
Let's go through the
Crown.
card.
Let's get into Crown Jewel. From what I've gathered, and granted, we're releasing this before the SmackDown comes out Friday. Everybody knows they went to Saudi Arabia, as the American flag guy will tell you. So that means SmackDown was already pre-recorded. So if you don't want the spoilers for SmackDown, tough shit. One of the matches was made on SmackDown this week, or this past week. That would be for the WWE Women's Championship. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair.
In a rubber suit match. I mean, what?
Basically.
Yeah.
As
Your
much
thoughts?
as much as I don't want Bianca to win because I do not like Bianca. Unfortunately, I feel like they're gonna probably hand it back to Bianca and take it off of Io. As much as I want Io to win and continue what she's been doing.
Yeah,
hope
I
the
mean,
exact opposite of that.
these thoughts do not reflect our picks for our pick 'em that we normally do.
Sure. Yep.
I ain't picking Bianca. Fuck that bitch.
Okay, but cause the overwhelming consensus is the three of us are just tired of Bianca.
Mhm.
And I know one of the guys I follow on TikTok, Mr. Tesh, he's got a blast of shit for his reaction to Bianca coming out on SmackDown and just not caring. I feel the same. It's not a race thing. I could care less. Her character is boring as fuck, whether she was black,
She's got
green,
no
blue,
charisma.
yellow.
Be
It's
black,
just-
white, blue, green, doesn't matter. I'm sick of seeing I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and
Uh,
forth.
I don't like the characters. I know it's funny because I'm a Hulk Hogan fan. But it doesn't work. Hulk Hogan wouldn't work today. I'm tired of the wrestlers not having any adversity whatsoever.
Mhm.
Like, I hate that. That is the one thing I hate more than anything. And Bianca never has an uphill battle she can lose. Every time she has an uphill battle, she fucking Power Rangers it and takes on six girls and beats them. I'm not a Bianca Belair fan. Sorry. I think they missed the boat with her and Becky when Becky was going to cut her ponytail off. They should have had Becky cut her ponytail off. It would have been interesting.
That
Just
would've
my
been great.
opinion. I really hope Io pulls this out. I kind of feel like Bianca's going to end up winning just because they're gonna make sure that Bianca is the champion when Jade shows up. Our next match, it was also, I think, announced on SmackDown. Could have been announced on one of the two episodes. John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. We had rumors of this match being for Crown Jewel. We also had the rumors for Cena and Roman. I'm glad they went this route with Sikoa and Cena. Um, kind of an interesting feel because it has a John Cena versus Umaga feel,
Yeah.
which is Solo's uncle. Um,
I mean, they have very similar movesets as well.
I I can't I can't see Solo getting the W over Cena only because, like Cena said, Solo's been here for over a year now. Besides being Roman's lackey, he hadn't done anything.
He's a
And,
Taz.
and if you're gonna put him against the GOAT, as they call him, and I say they because I don't, um, I think you have to be more impressive in your build to this match. And Solo's not. So I don't see Solo winning this. I see Cena winning.
So I
Oh,
I only think Cena is winning this because they made it a fact to mention his singles losing streak. It's the only reason why I see Cena winning this. But he has basically done what the old timers are supposed to do. Put the new guys over. Let them shine, but don't make it look too easy.
Yeah, but I think this match for Cena versus Solo is a match where Cena can get the win and Solo can still get over,
Okay.
if that makes sense. Um, but I agree with you. The whole Cena losing streak, and let's all face it, if you don't see it, you're in denial. John Cena is half the man he used to be in the ring.
Absolutely.
And he was awkward as fuck when he was on point. Now it's even more awkward than before. He has lost more than one step.
Yeah.
But the attraction of John Cena still makes people pop.
Dude, it's almost, and this is just me saying this, and I know I'm going to get counteracted here. But he has lost more of a step at this point of his career than Ric Flair did at Ric Flair's point in his career. Like, it's to the point where we wanted Ric Flair to retire. It's to the point where Cena should have been gone years ago.
Cena at this point is more worse off, I think, in the ring than what Taker was his last 2 years. And Taker's last 2 years he was bad. I mean, he physically was bad. He tried his best to get to his most physical or best shape, but we can all agree it was not the Undertaker.
Yeah.
That's what Cena's at now. And the sad part about it is that other guy from Hollywood can come in and hasn't wrestled in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years,
and just bring it.
and just bring it and be the Rock of old. I don't know why that is. I think it's Cena concentrated a little too much on his acting, which, granted, I give him that. That's what he's doing. That's his main bread and butter now. But
I
he's
think
definitely
it's because at 5 a.m. in the gym, clanging and banging. Anyway, I digress.
it's just not. He's definitely lost his steps for sure. TJ, your thoughts on this match?
I think Solo puts on one hell of a beatdown, but Cena pulls the shovel out of the ground.
So you're saying in our first few matches of Crown Jewel, we're gonna see 2 Cena finishes?
No, because I'm taking EO.
Okay.
I thought you said, never mind.
Next up, from the match card, we have Mr. Senor Money in the Bank, one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Damian Priest versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
I'm not decided
TJ.
on this yet. I'm not decided on this one yet.
I'm gonna say Cody wins this to just set Damian up for a possible cash in at the end of the night.
I think this is gonna
Ooh, spoiler
possibly
alert,
be
JJ. Spoiler alert.
I think this is gonna be
Good spoiler alert or bad spoiler alert?
I don't know.
possibly the match of the night that goes underrated.
the match of the night that's underrated.
How does that work?
Because there's other stuff that this isn't obvious. This isn't going to be the main event of the night,
No, it's gonna be the middle of the card.
right? And I think this is a main event worthy match that's going to get overshadowed by what happens after it. And you've got two really good workers in the ring that are going to tell you a compelling story through their match, and it's going to be great, and it's going to get forgotten because of what happens at the end of the night.
Interesting concept as I look at this match card. There is not one single tag team match.
No shit.
By the way, for this match, I'm gonna give the nods to Cody. Not that I don't like Damien. I think Damien is a star on the edge of getting ready to ride that lightning bolt to be the world champion. I feel like they need to have Damien cash in on Seth at Seth's most vulnerable point. And I think they need to do it to even if Damien's first run is only from Crown Jewel to Rumble, I'd be fine with that. But I feel like they have to start bridging the gap between the Judgment Day and the top of the Raw roster. They don't bridge that enough. It's kind of like the same concept with Gunther. Yeah, Gunther's title runs have been great. He's defended it 75 times. But when has he went above himself for a challenge for the Intercontinental title? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he really hasn't. He's batted down.
He faces guys that either have been in a tag team or they haven't been on the card for weeks, but magically they show up and get an Intercontinental title shot.
Yeah.
I like Gunther. Don't get me wrong. He's a hell of an athlete. But to make Gunther credible for me, he needs to take on the challenges of Cody.
Yeah.
He needs to take on the challenges of Sami Zayn. He needs to take on he had it with Drew, but then Drew's was kind of weird too because Drew just came back. But you got to start elevating Gunther to that upper level before any of us can take him as a viable threat for Seth. And I feel like they're not doing that. They're trying to elevate the Intercontinental title, but they're not elevating Gunther, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And he needs to start challenging that upper tier of the Raw roster. Just my thoughts on that, but I digress. The next match for the WWE United States Championship, we get the champion Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul.
I want Logan Paul to win so bad. That title needs to get off of Rey.
TJ?
I'm with AJ. I want Logan Paul to win. I think it tells a fuck of a story.
I think the consensus is that Logan Paul as United States champion would be pretty cool. If anybody Hollywood style has ever earned to become a champion and not David Arquette, it's Logan Paul. I think we can all agree with that. I know that this time last year everybody was pissed with the idea and thought process that he could become the WWE champion. That would have been the wrong move. But to put the US championship on him, seems like a right move.
He did put on a really good match with Roman with that though.
Yes.
Name me a bad Logan Paul match, AJ.
When I play as him on 2K23.
Okay then.
Consensus. Next up, I don't think this will be the main event. If this is not in the main event spot, it will definitely draw flags to what AJ spoiler alert about earlier. For the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, we get Roman Reigns with the tribal wise man Paul Heyman versus Mr. L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Roman has to win.
I'm gonna let you two go over this before I dive into my thing for this.
As much as I want LA Knight to finally win a title that wasn't handed to him in WWE, I want LA Knight to win, but I don't see them taking it off of Roman until Mania. Unfortunately, I feel like that's still the plan. TJ?
And in the off chance that it happens,
I will shit bricks.
no, you won't, because the celebration will start and the Judgment Day's music will hit, and Send Your Money in the Bank will come and break your heart all over again.
See, I feel like he'd cash in on Seth more than anything.
If you paid attention to Raw this week, the Judgment Day were talking to Seth about Seth joining, and I don't think that's going to happen. But the thing with it is they've been making deals with the bloodline, and there's the old adage of you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I don't. If they go to cash in on Roman, they fail. But if they go to cash in on somebody that just took the belt off of
That's
Roman,
that's why the three of us really aren't friends. Just kidding. All right, my turn, and I'm gonna dive into this because I've been seeing a lot of people commenting on they're gonna bury LA Knight for Roman again.
Hell no.
It's gonna be the same bloodline finish where it's interference for Roman to win, and it's just gonna be another Roman finish and blah blah blah. LA Knight is conceivably the love child of The Rock and Stone Cold. Am I wrong?
You are 100% right.
nope.
This lays out almost identical to the beginning build of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold got hot. He got popular. This was 1996. He wins the King of the Ring. They build him up. He's getting over. He goes into I think the very next In Your House pay-per-view and faces The Undertaker for the WWF title. He doesn't leave with the WWF title that night. But he didn't lose any heat or any steam off of his popularity either. I think this lays right in line with that. If you think about it, LA Knight won that battle royal at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
You can call that the King of the Ring if you want. Now he gets a shot at Roman because this is the first time Roman's not on vacation. LA, I think Roman will win. I think it may be clean. It may have a little bit of interference in it, but LA's not going to lose any steam off of it. I think at the end of it, Roman may win, but LA Knight's music will be the one that's playing as he walks out, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
that's kind of
think
where I was going.
I think that'll be the build off of this, and I think what this will end up doing is this will put LA Knight in line for. I think they're going to go back to it for Mania, and it makes sense because Logan Paul is kind of playing the heel character. Well, he is playing the heel character. He blindsided Mysterio in the backstage area. So Logan Paul is playing the heel, and he's going to win the U.S. title. Makes perfect sense for LA Knight versus Logan Paul for WrestleMania for the United States Championship. Is it lay in line with Austin? Exactly. Austin then went and won the Intercontinental title from Owen at SummerSlam. That's when he dropped on his head in '97. It's the same story. We're seeing the same thing with LA Knight. They're building him. They skyrocketed him to the top of the board. He'll settle back down. He'll win the U.S. title. And then I would expect by the end of next year him to either be in the world title picture, or if not, the WWE champion by then. I don't think that this is gonna. Hunter's thing is he's not gonna give you what you want right away. You're gonna have to wait for it. Which I love 100% because I love
Is there
a
a
good story
chance?
build.
Is there a chance LA Knight goes cold before that happens?
I don't think so, because I think what you're gonna see is he's gonna be one of the final four in the Rumble. I feel like he'll be one of the final four, if not one of the final two. Whatever they set up for him and Logan will start at Rumble. That's my feeling. I wouldn't be shocked if he's not involved in the Elimination Chamber match. That Paul doesn't interfere because remember that's in
Australia.
Australia. So Logan Paul is going to be on that card. I wouldn't be shocked one bit. Logan doesn't play a factor in that, costing LA Knight that match, and that'll set up LA versus Logan. That build earlier this year had so much heat where people wanted it so quickly that they'll want it at WrestleMania. And for me, it'll be cool to see LA Knight win the United States title at WrestleMania, being that close to home. But I don't think, I don't see this costing LA Knight any of his pop.
I
If
don't think
that's what
so
you're
either.
referring
He's got way too much charisma to let it die.
to. By the way, the thing, what was it, last Friday or Friday night on SmackDown?
Where
Roman
Roman
comes
picks
out.
up the belt and
Well, yeah,
L.A. Knight.
Rome and then to walk past him and not even acknowledging was fucking priceless. That was pretty awesome. Uh, um, our next match, uh, it's just it just seems like one of those ones. It's a fatal 5-way for the women's world championship. It's Raquel Rodriguez, Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, and then the champion is Rhea Ripley. It's a fatal 5-way, so it's one pinfall to a finish. Um,
I would love
I
Raquel. I would love Raquel. But I don't think they'd be going that this early.
I don't think Rhea drops his belt.
I I think Nia walks out with the world championship.
I would.
The heat's there.
It is
He is
there.
definitely there.
But also I wouldn't mind seeing Shayna walk out with it. Shayna has been an absolute badass, like on TV throughout her whole run, but recently she's been really getting her shit in and really, like, the kick in the face that she gave Rhea a couple weeks ago. Jesus, I thought Rhea's head didn't land for a while.
Trust me. I love Rhea. She could be the champion for the rest of my life, and I wouldn't care. Um, but I feel like they're gonna take it off of her here. You got to figure. I mean, you were gonna get the U.S. title taken off of Ray. I don't. It's gonna be a toss up between these women's matches to see which one of these belts change hands. Um, Forgetting that we're in Saudi, they do like doing title changes in Saudi Arabia. I just feel like Nia. I feel like Rhea chasing Nia would be interesting.
And I feel like if Nia doesn't win here, I don't know where she fits into the landscape again because they want her back, obviously. But like everybody else has worked to be here, where she has just popped back up and she's Nia Jax, so by name she gets a shot.
But I'll give her this, and I've seen a lot of people giving her a blast of shit. She took time off, as we've seen now. When she got released, she had asked for a mental break, and they went ahead and gave it to her, and then they turned around and released her. She didn't just go away. She went and worked on herself. She got some training, which she didn't get before. Um, she did lose a couple lbs, which doesn't hurt. Just granted, she's a big woman. Um,
And I'm not a Nia hater either. I'm not even going that
no,
route.
I never was either, because she's playing the role she's supposed to play. She's the giant of the women's division.
Let's
Um,
be honest, and this is a fair comparison for her. She's Vader of the women's division. She can do a lot more as a big person than you'd expect.
exactly. And I think a lot of like the what was it? She came back and it was reported that Raquel had whiplash and Rhea had bruised ribs. That's Hunter playing into the internet. The internet already
But she's an
thinks
injurer. She's
yeah,
she'll hurt you.
she hurts people, she injures people. Well, Hunter's like, all right, fuck you.
She
Raquel's got
broke Becky's
whiplash.
nose. Like,
Well, the Becky's nose was legit
no,
because
I
she
know,
turned
but
around and
like,
socked it.
that was the start
But
of the she
it's
injures
like,
people thing.
I think that was more of him just feeding into that whole build. It's been that way the whole time so far. I just see Nia winning. I don't see her pinning Rhea though. I see her pinning Raquel or Shayna. I don't see Rhea taking the pinfall. That way Rhea's got a way back to the world title.
Or even Zoe Stark, because Zoe Stark could
She
easily
could.
eat a pin here, and I don't think it hurts her at all.
Well, yeah. But moving on, and it's going to be the main event. I feel like because it's been the one talked about more than any of them. for the World Heavyweight Championship, we have Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre.
Do you know how much I would pop if Broken Dreams came out? Because he mentioned it. He mentioned Broken Dreams in the promo he had on Monday, and I was like, "Can we get it? Can we get it, please?"
We're not at Clash at the Castle, so we're probably getting it. We got it at Clash at the Castle, and it
We
pops
kind of
huge.
got it at. Wasn't the full thing, but if this is the last match, I think there's a very good chance Damian cashes in after a Seth Rollins win. If Drew wins,
Seth Rollins took a beating, got mauled, somehow survived Drew. Yeah, I'm with you.
Drew's on that fence of is he a face or is he a heel?
He's a tweener.
It's kind of a Bret Hart heel turn if you think, because in the States he's getting booed, but when we go overseas and all that stuff, he's getting cheered. That's a very Bret Hart heel turn. I feel like it's to go either way. I feel like Seth's gonna win. I would not be shocked if Seth wins and Drew doesn't hit him with Future Shock, because we haven't seen the Claymore. I don't think he's done the Claymore since his return to this heel betweener angle, because people want to count with him and he doesn't want them to count with him, so then he hits them with the Future Shock. I wouldn't be shocked if Rollins wins, them two shake hands in the middle of the ring, and Drew drops him with a Future Shock to set up a Damian cash in.
Because if we're talking about our points and everything, I feel like every pay per view I've called a cash in, and it hasn't happened. Oh, shit. Because it's made sense, it just hasn't happened, which is great booking for Triple H and the WWE to make you think you're getting something and swerve you at the last second.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't think Damian's build as Money in the Bank can get him to WrestleMania. I don't think he can keep it till WrestleMania. It's not a Rollins.
Yeah.
It's not a Rollins build with that briefcase, because when Rollins held that briefcase, everything revolved around that briefcase. With Damian, he's half the tag champs. Does he even have the contract in the briefcase? Is still a question that remains to be answered. Is he getting swerved by Finn when it comes to the cash in? We don't know yet. But this being a Saudi pay per view, I mean, I think it's a 2 o'clock start time on Saturday. It's kind of cool to get a pay per view in the middle of the day on a Saturday, to be honest with you, after always having to worry about making sure you were home by 7 for the pay per views.
I mean, this is in the middle of college football in the States.
Yeah, but we're towards the middle. We're at that weeks of the season where nobody plays each other. I mean, granted, February we have an Australian pay per view. Start time for that's like a 6 o'clock in the morning pay per view for us on the East Coast in America. Doesn't bother me not one bit.
Might still be up from the night before.
True, wouldn't be the first time. I have heard, and it's been reported that there might be a celebrity in the audience in Saudi Arabia. From what I've heard, evidently, and you guys, I think TJ can help me with this more than either one of us, because I'm not a field fairy. But I've heard that Cristiano Ronaldo could possibly make an appearance.
For what reason?
He plays some Saudi soccer team.
Okay, sure.
I've heard that guy
I know he
might
plays
show
soccer,
up.
but that's about it.
I've heard this rumor going around that WWE wants to do something with him. I don't know him. I don't play soccer, don't like soccer, don't watch soccer. So I could care less. This is one of those ones that they bring in and it's like, yeah, I don't care.
I mean, if I wanted to watch a bunch of people run around and try to score for 90 minutes, I'd take my father to a bar.
Wow. I just want to see you run.
I can't. I tried. I hurt myself.
We get you one of them scooters that you put your knee up on and you scoot.
Hey, don't ever do that motion again.
How's work gonna be for you for the next couple weeks?
I am riding with people.
So you're driving and they're delivering.
No.
Why?
I'm doing competencies. I'm making sure they're doing their job right.
Ah. See, I would have told them to find me a runner and I would just drive.
Somebody needs to see if you're competent with playing with a dog in the yard.
Yeah.
Hey, those dogs,
Yeah,
those German Shepherds
yeah.
are vicious.
I don't play soccer, don't like soccer, don't do soccer. TJ's kids do soccer, so he's got to be around soccer. Numbnuts over here goes outside to kick a ball and ends up breaking his foot.
Fucking volleyball, not even a soccer ball.
Good thing it wasn't a bowling ball. Good thing it wasn't a bowling ball. That would have been even more funnier.
Yeah, thanks.
AJ couldn't have got more American with a volleyball.
I say that, and I had a buddy do that one time. One of my buddies was moving, and he moved his stuff out on the porch, and he had his bowling ball there, and it fell and rolled down into the yard. And our buddy showed up and swore, took off running like he was gonna kick it, thinking it was like a regular kickball, and it was a fucking bowling ball. It was hilarious. I never laughed so hard in my life. Except for that time that I may have took a number one in a beer bong and he drank it. But that's for another time. Dude, would you get bet $100 you won't do it and you're short on cash? I'm pissing in that beer bong.
Ryan, I'm pretty sure if somebody says, I bet you $1 you wouldn't do it. It doesn't even matter the money. You're gonna do it when somebody says, I bet you won't.
$20 is $20, but goddamn.
Yeah, I think pride is more.
I wasn't drinking it. I just got $100 handed in my pocket.
You don't drink the bong water anyway.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The bong water? I thought you
said a beer bong?
Oh, not what I thought you said. I thought you were talking about like the hookah.
What are you talking about, AJ?
I think we just we need to be done. We're done. Send it. Cut it.
AJ won't be at work on Monday because his boss caught wind, or Tuesday. His boss caught wind of this, and now he's got to go for a piss test.
It's a hell of a day. Here's a Coca-Cola to you. I'm out. We're done.
He's wondering why why he's drinking the bong water. By the way, this isn't sponsored by Coke Zero, but two of us are drinking it, and if they want to sponsor us, I'd be more than happy to take it. Again, $100 is $100.
All right. Bye, everybody. Comment below. Let us know what you guys think with the match card. Who's going to win? Do you think there's going to be a cash-in? And I hate wrestling. Said no one ever. Bye, everybody.
Peace.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.